In today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how you can optimize your Amazon PPC within just 20 to 30 minutes. Now, yes, with this optimization, the techniques I'm going to share in this video, you can lower your costs and you can also increase your sales. Now, one thing I want to point out is that this optimization, the method that I'm going to share with you guys, this quick optimization method, this does not fully replace the optimization where you optimize every single campaign, whether that be manual or through some tool or bulk file. But this optimization, it's like there's a rule that I'm going to share further in the video. But yeah, with this optimization, you can lower your costs and also increase your sales. Now, let's get started. So before we start with this optimization method, you guys need to understand some important metrics. Now, what are the important metrics that we're going to be looking at when optimizing? Now, the first one is spend. You need to see how much spend a keyword got in the last 30 days or in the last 7 days. This metric is important. Sales, of course, you make changes. Like most of the changes, they're based on spend and sales. CPC, it's basically like super related to bid. So you have to see like at what bid we are getting what CPC and what's your CPC on different placements. So you use that to optimize. Then you have your ACOS. Now, obviously, you need ACOS because you need to make sure that your ACOS is lower than your break even so that you are profitable. Top search impression share. Now, it is a metric that I've rarely seen people talk about. Now, the thing is that in a single keyword campaign, you have the data for like different placements, top of search, product pages, rest of search. And you know that this data that you're seeing is for that one keyword. But when you have multiple keywords in a campaign, you don't really see like you don't have the data for on a keyword level. It's a combined data. The placement data is combined. But top of search impression share, it gives you a good idea like which keyword is getting like how much top of search impression share. Like you can kind of get an idea like where is it getting most of its impressions. Now, secondary metrics, impression clicks, CTR, they are important, but they're not as important to optimize. Because really, if you look at impressions, if you're not getting enough impressions, that means your bid is too low or you're targeting irrelevant keywords. Clicks, if you're not getting enough impressions, then you won't get enough clicks. And CTR is really, it comes out of these two. So these are like secondary metrics. These are not like the main metrics that you need when you are optimizing. Right, so before we go into the optimization, we need to understand this rule, the 80-20 rule, which states that 20% of your effort brings like 80% of the results, and opposite to that, 80% of the work brings like 20% of the result. Now you have to use the same rule in PPC as well, which can be done by 20% of your campaigns or 20% of your keywords are bringing 80% of the results. Now, this is true for so many sellers. You will see that, like I've seen sellers that have like 100 campaigns, 150 campaigns, and only like 20 or 30 campaigns are bringing in most of the sales. The rest they're not doing that much. Okay, they're getting some sales, and if you combine the sales of all of those 80% campaigns, there are a good number of sales. But really, if you optimize like the top 20 or 30 campaigns, you're gonna lower the ACOS or like even increase sales. Now, 80% of the campaigns bring 20% of the results. That's how we're going to be using this rule in PPC optimization. Now, how to do it? The most important thing. Now, before we do it, another thing that I want to mention is that you guys should only keep one ad group in a campaign. Now, if you know about the placement tab, if you open a campaign, on the left side, you're going to see the placement, or now called bid adjustment tab. You will see that it's on a campaign level. It's not on an ad group level or keyword level. So if you have, let's say, 5 ad groups in a campaign, whatever changes you're going to make here, they will be applied to all 5 ad groups. And you don't want it to happen, because one ad group will perform good on a different placement, the other will do better on rest of search. Like every ad group is going to perform differently. So you can't just optimize placements on a campaign level. So it is much better to just keep only one ad group in a campaign. Now, how to optimize? Considering you have good structuring, only one ad group per campaign. Now, first of all, you need to go to Campaign Manager and you need to sort campaigns by highest spend first. Again, the 80-20 rule. we are going to be optimizing campaigns which are bringing in most of the sales, which have the most spend. So optimizing them really changes the direction of the account. Now, sort by high spend first, open top 10 campaigns. Now, let's say you have like 50 campaigns or 40 campaigns. In that case, okay, you can open like top 10 campaigns. But if you have, let's say, 200 campaigns, you can't just optimize using top 10 campaigns. You have to take like a bigger number, like at least top 30 campaigns or like top 40 campaigns. So let's say you have 40 or 50 campaigns, or even 60 campaigns, you can just stick with top 10 campaigns, like the high spending campaigns. And if your goal is to load the ACOS only, then only select the campaigns that have high ACOS, right? So let's say you sort by highest campaigns, you see that, okay, the first 5 campaigns have good ACOS, then the 6th one has high ACOS. That 6th campaign is like your first campaign that you're going to choose. So you're like only choose all the campaigns that have high ACOS. Right, now choose a campaign to optimize one at a time. Open placements tab in a separate tab, and also go to ad group and targeting. Now, when you open a campaign, on the left side you're going to see the placements tab, this tab. And then if you also open the ad group of that campaign and go to the targeting tab, you will see this section as well, where you can see all of your keywords, their bids and their data. Now let's say your top 10 campaigns, they have multiple keywords. Let's take an example. A keyword is spending $500 a month, and then there's a keyword that spent like $30 in the last 30 days. Which keyword, if you optimize, will change the direction of the campaign? Of course, the keyword that is spending $500, because it's spending the most. So if you lower ACOS on that, you'll lower the overall ACOS of the campaign. If you lower the ACOS on the $30 keyword, it's not going to do anything. So sort keywords by high spend first, and only optimize the top spending keywords. Again, the 80-20 rule. Now, optimization explained. A topic that there are so many misconceptions around this topic. People have like different formulas, the RPC formula, G formula, and then there's other formulas. But really we're going to keep it to the basic level. Like, say, let's take an example here. Now, you can see that it's a campaign with multiple keywords. So here we have 3 keywords, and this is the placement data for this campaign. Now, optimization can be seen on like 2 levels, like in 2 different scenarios. One for single keyword campaigns. Now let's say in this campaign there was only this second keyword. Let's remove the first and third one for the moment. Let's only discuss the second one. Let's say you have only this keyword in this campaign. Now, paper clips assorted size. We are bidding $1.46, and we have 27% of search impression share. And if you look at our CPC, it is 1.60. Now, we have 6% top of search bid adjustment. So basically we are this bid. If you increase it by 6%, that is how much we are bidding on top of search, right? Now, our ACOS here, overall ACOS is 32%. Let's say we want to lower our ACOS. We see that, okay, we have slightly higher ACOS on rest of search, 31%, with 1.30 CPC, right? Now, if we remove this bid adjustment here from 3% to let's say 0, we are still bidding higher than 1.30, and we will keep spending here like this and maintain our ACOS. So in order to optimize, what you have to do is that you need to get your base bid, which is the keyword bid here, below 1.30. So let's say $1.20, and now you are bidding 20 cents less on all of these placements. Now, instead of $1.30, you are bidding $1.20 on rest of search. You will get less orders, obviously, because the placement will not be the same. But since the CPC is now 10 cents less, ACOS should be better. In most cases, it will be better. Yes, there are some arguments, like with less CPC, you get poor placements, but that's like 20% of the cases. Now that you have set your base bid to 1.20, you don't want to forget that this base bid is applied to all 3 placements. Now, on top of search, you are doing good on $1.34. So, when you have $1.20 bid, the base bid, you also want to make sure that the placement modifier you are using, adding that equals to this CPC here or greater, so that you maintain your clicks and sales on top of search. And same for product pages. Okay, in this case, $1.23 with 27% ACOS. So you can just put like 1% or 2% modifier on product pages if you lower the base bid from 1.46 to 1.20. That's how you basically optimize single keyword campaigns. Let's talk about the same campaign with all three keywords. Now, since the placement data is on a campaign level, so whatever change you make here, this 6% top switch modifier is being applied to all three keywords. So you can't really optimize for one keyword from this. It's on a campaign level. So how do you optimize in multiple keywords, in multiple keyword campaigns? Well, you use this good old metric that I mentioned here, top of search impression share. Now this keyword here is getting 44% top of search impression share. This one has 27% and this one has 57%. Now even with this impression share, it does not have much clicks, almost no data in last 30 days. That means that it is a low search volume keyword. Why? Because we have 57% top of search impression share. That means it's getting 57% of the impressions it is eligible to get on top of search, which means that it's showing a lot on top of search and still has no clicks. That means it's a low search volume keyword. Now, you basically use this top search impression share metric to optimize. So let's say if it's 27% here, the ACOS is 32%, and if you lower your bid to 1.35 in this case, like 9 cents less, it will be reduced to like, let's say 24%. And then you see that okay, at 24% of the impression share, what's my ACOS? If it's good, keep it there. If it's not, you can try lowering even more until you hit a good point. And also keep in mind that you do not lower your bids too much so that you lose your top search impression share, because you also want to stay on top of search so that you can maintain your organic ranks and keep getting those organic sales. So don't make this mistake. Right, so that was the video. This way you can optimize your campaigns, like do this for top 10 campaigns. It's really a quick process. You can do it like 20 to 30 minutes. In the beginning, it's going to take some time, but once you get used to it, it's maximum it's going to take like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And you will be able to optimize quickly and also lower your costs.